Hello guys, my name is Sachin and today I'm going to talk about the Amazon order related email automations. It's simply sending the right message to the customers who have bought your products from Amazon. So now it becomes very critical that our messaging is unique for each customers. Now there's pretty awesome things you can do in Infusionsoft. I'm going to talk about that, how you can create those automated order email messaging for your Amazon customers based on whether they're buying for the first time or they're the repeat buyers or they're the bulk buyers, they're buying a massive amount of quantities, or they have purchased a specific category of product. For example, they're buying the cutting tools or the baking tools. Based on that, you can define your messaging as well. Also, you can define the messaging based on how much amount they're spent on that specific order. So I mean, there's a lot of unique things you can do in Infusionsoft system using Unifiecom. So, and also you can send the real time event based messaging, which means, as and when the order is delivered, you are sending that message to them. Yeah, so let me show you how we do that. First thing first is, for that we are using two very important tools. One is Unifiecom and another is Infusionsoft. Now, Infusionsoft is one of the best sales and marketing automation tool, which can have all your customer data, all your products, and all your orders and sales informations. You will also have the information about each order, quantities, everything is in Infusionsoft. But in order to load the data from Amazon to Infusionsoft, you need an integrator, which is Unifiecom. Now, Unifiecom does not only pulls the data from Amazon to Infusionsoft, it does pretty cool things. It applies a tagging based on the status of the orders, based on the customers. It does a lot of pretty amazing things to find your best customers. It has got the RFM segmentations and all those things. So I'm going to look into all those things today, and I'm going to show you how you can use those data, those critical information about your customers, and create those automations. Now, this particular video series is only to discuss about the Amazon other email automations, but you can do a lot of other things, creating the awesome landing pages, funnels, and everything in Infusionsoft. You can also do the refund automations. No one is doing it so far. If you're not sure about that, there is another video series. You can look into that and learn about that. So let's go back to our order email automation. Now, the typical standard order email, if you see, is something like that. For example, if you have purchased any sort of third-party tool which doesn't integrate with Infusionsoft but just sends an automated messaging uh, to the Amazon customers, it's pretty standard. You go to that software, you define your emails, and it sends those emails on a standard way, actually. So there's no sort of a flow. You can only define whether it's a first time buyer or a repeat customer is bought for the first, second time, or third time, like that. But there's not much else you can do with that, and not much of nurturing you can do. So before I show you how the order email automation is going to work, so let me briefly explain about the Unificom integration of from Amazon to Infusionsoft system. So what Unificom does is it pulls out the data from Amazon, all your customer information, all your product information, and all the sales data and customers and everything into Infusionsoft. Now what it does is, let's say the order has been placed, it gives you the specific tagging, applies the tagging to each customers. For example, you have an SKU which has been repurchased, so it's going to apply the tag SKU underscore purchased. Also, it also applies a generic tag which is a purchase. I'm going to show you that. Once the product has been shipped, it applies a tag of SKU underscore shipped and also a generic tag of shipped. So what it means is, as soon as those tags is coming up from Unificom system to Infusionsoft, you can trigger an email automation to send those messages. Now, to send the email messages, you will also need the information about the orders. So yes, Unificom sends those order information back to Infusionsoft, so you can use those data to customize that. Apart from that, what we also have is the RFM integration and the customer value. So for each customer, each Amazon customers are has been defined in a way where you can figure out how much product they have bought, how much value each customer has, and also the RFM. So if I talk about RFM very quickly, it is recency, frequency, and monetary. So basically you're defining your customers based on the recency, which is how recently they bought the product from you, and the frequency, how frequently they are buying from you, and monetary, how much amount of money they've spent on your business. So you define all those informations in the RFM settings. So you can customize that. Now what it means is each rating, recency, frequency, and monetary is being categorized from 1 to 5, 5 being the best. I mean, for example, for recency, number 5 means they're the most recent customers. Number 1 means they're the oldest customers, not bought from you from a long time. Frequency, the total number of orders they bought and all those things, and monetary as well, how much amount they've spent. So these information is there. Now what it means is you have the right information about the customers, what product they have bought, what is the value of each customers, so you customize your messaging accordingly. Okay, let me show you the Infusionsoft how it looks like. If you go to Infusionsoft under e-commerce, click on orders, you will see all the orders which has been added into Infusionsoft system. Now you can take the latest order, and you can find for that specific order, it talks about which product they have bought and also the price and everything. And under the custom field mapping, under the orders, we have got information about everything about the orders. If you click on the customers, you will see that we have got the tax which has been applied. Now you can see the tag has been applied as which SKU they have purchased, and it is being purchased, so it is not been shipped yet. I'm just looking at the latest data here. So if it is shipped, you will have SKU underscore shipped as well. Now there are two tags, purchased and SKU underscore purchased, which can be used to trigger the email automations. Plus there are custom fields. For example, you can see the latest order details, so you can use that information to customize your messaging. And you have got this all RFM fields, basically total number of orders with the first order date, the last order date, all sort of informations you have got. And also you will have the recency, frequency, and monetary rating. Now by using this data, you can create an email automation for each specific orders. So let me show you how you can do that. In order to create the email sequencing, you will go to the marketing under campaign builder. Now this is the sketchwork in Infusionsoft system where you will create your whole campaigns about the Amazon. Now you can make it simple. We provide you the specific email campaigns as part of the Unifiecom. You don't need to do anything. Once the campaign has been installed, you just give your information about your products and customize your email messaging, branding, and all those things, and it is good to go. However, let me explain, if you would like to go in more advanced way, how you can create that, so I can show you that. So it's applied, each campaign is defined in a way that starts with the goal and we ends with the sequence. So basically goal, sequence, and the goal and the sequence. What it means is the trigger point is some sort of goal, and that goal initiates a trigger that we have to do some actions, like for example sending an email, sending a follow-up task, any sort of those things. So in our case, we are trying to send an email to the Amazon customers. So let's say as soon as the purchase tag is applied, we would like to send an email to them. So I'm gonna double click on that and write purchased. Okay, I'm gonna create a generic one rather than product specific, so I'm gonna select the purchased. Okay, now once the purchase tag is applied, I'm gonna write an email to them saying thank you for your purchase. So let's say this should be thank you email. Okay, I'm gonna double click and I'll drop an email. Okay, so now you will write your own emails design based on um, your customers, your branding, and all sort of things. So I'm going to use just simple template here. Now, one thing I would like to show is, as I said, there are fields, custom fields, which you can use to deliver the messages. For example, under the merge, you will see the contacts fields, which is like first name, last name. Other than that, we have got this contact custom fields, which is all about the order number, when they have purchased, the first order date, and a lot of other information. So basically what we're going to use is the order ID, the tracking reference numbers, and the customer, which product they have bought, those sort of information in the email. So you can say, hey, thank you for buying this product. So you don't need to write the name of the product. You can just pull out the data from the custom field and say, okay, your order will be delivered on this day, as and when this information is coming up. So this is the first email, so we're not going to talk about the tracking reference number because it is not shipped. So we're going to say, hey, thank you for very much for your order, and it's going to be delivered. So we're not going to talk about the tracking or order specific. We're going to talk about the product and sort of a welcome message to them. So once you have finished the welcome message, you make it as ready, write your subject and preview text. I'm not going to do that here. You can define your own messaging here once it is done. Okay, so that's ready. um, that's it. Now once this is the purchase tag, once this email has been sent, you would like to remove this purchase tag. The reason you would like to remove this purchase tag is for the cleanup, because you have already sent the email, so there's no need for the purchase tag. And also another reason is, if it's the same customer purchase any other product, because that tag is already there, it won't populate that, it won't trigger the sequence, the next sequence. Now there are two ways of removing the tag. The first way is you just simply remove the tag. So you come here and just remove the tag. So it is apply remove tag, and you can remove the tag as remove and purchased. Okay, find this tag. So you can remove the tag here. So that's it, the tag has been removed, everything is done. Yeah, we are good to go. The other is, you want to remove the tag when the shipping tag is applied. So what happens is, when the product is ready to be shipped, Unifiecom gets the data from Amazon and apply the tag shipped. So now what you would like to do is, you want to send a sequence about shipped email sequence. So okay, and something similar, you will write an email about shipping. Okay, so shipping related email. Okay, so you'll write the email about the shipping. Now here, because the status is shipped, you will see the tracking information is being added there, and you can use those data into your custom fields. Now how it's going to work is, if I show you very quickly the definitions of the custom fields here. So for example, you want to write this is regarding your order, and then you say here the Amazon order ID, you will find it here, related to your related to your related to product, and you can say related to and give the product name. Under the custom field, you will also find the product details. Yeah, product name. So that's how, I mean, you can customize that. I always recommend to have the order ID in all the email communications, so that you can easily track that in Seller Central account. So you can use those custom fields to define your messaging. So once it is done, you click on ready. I'm not filling out all the emails, you can do that, but I just want to give you the draft how you can do that. Now once the information has been shared, once the email has been sent, you can remove the ship tag here. Okay, so that's about it. So what you've done is you send the shipping information. So once the shipping is done, what you would possibly like to do is asking for the feedback. Now for the feedback, what you will do is create another sequence and asking for the feedback. Now you don't want to write send a feedback as soon as the product is shipped. You would like to wait for a couple of days before asking for the feedback, or maybe you may, once the product has been shipped, you would like to give more information about the product. So what you can do is you can set up your delays. I mean, you can delay for 5 days, 6 days, like that. What I like is the field timer. The field timer is nothing but based on the purchase date. So I'm going to say 3 days after the date, send the information. So I'm communicating to customer once the product has been delivered and he has opened. So 3 days is enough time to open it, use it. So this is the best time to ask for the feedback or ask for any sort of generic thing. So basically this is my feedback request, and then you can use you can create those feedback email messaging here. So you can use those messaging here. Now let me show you the campaign which we are already sending it across to each Unifiecom users, which you can implement straight away. So now for each Unifiecom customers, we send this email campaigns. We install these email campaigns into their Infusionsoft account. So now this is pretty straightforward. The purchase tag is applied. You're gonna send the email sequences, and as soon as the shipping tag is applied, you're removing the purchase tag. You don't want to keep the purchase tag forever. And as soon as the shipping tag is applied, you're going to talk about the shipping email sequences and asking for the feedback request. Very straightforward. Also, there is some instructions on how you can use that. There is these are the links of link storefront, feedback removals, and product reviews. So all those links is there so that you can use those feedback requests here. So now this is the standard email sequence which will be given as part of the Unifiecom subscription. So it's very straightforward. Just apply the purchase tag. As soon as the purchase tag is applied, the purchase email sequence is being sent. As soon as the shipping tag is applied, the shipping email sequence is sent. So other important bit is we are using the power of custom fields. We are also using the power of merge fields. So if you see, these are all the custom fields: the customer product name, what is the carrier, tracking reference number, and also there are a couple of merge fields. Now merge fields is sort of a static field specific to the campaigns which you can create there. So these informations is very generic. You can use it for all of your products. However, you can also customize that based on your business requirements. So what we have discussed here is sort of a power sequencing email for which applies to all the customers. You can define that, and this email campaign is going to work for all your products. Now you can also create a unique experience based on which product they have bought, and also is it a first time buyer or a repeat buyer, if they have given the orders worth more than $500 or not. So basically we're going to use the RFM segmentations here to find out the repeat customers, to find out whether their monetary values are 4 and 5, so that we can send the right email messages to them. So let me show you very quickly how we can do that. So yeah, you can create the same email. You can have uh, either you can use the same email sequence and you can define that, but I'm gonna create a new sketch here. So let's start with purchase tag. So assuming you have applied the purchase tag, and let's say you're gonna send a new welcome message to the first time buyer. Okay, and you want to send, instead of a welcome message to the first time buyer, if it is a repeat customer, you want to send uh, thank you sort of email for being our customer once again, And also maybe you want to send a special message to all your customers whose monetary ratings are 4 and 5, which means they have actually spent good amount of money to buy your products. So say monetary rating 4 or 5. Okay, now what you do is as soon as the tag is applied, it will go to either of those, not in all. Yeah. Okay, so what's going to happen is the flow is as soon as the tag is applied purchased, it's going to go in either of those, and these you can define here in the decision diamond. Now this is pretty cool. You're applying your own rules here. So for the first time buyer, it means their frequency rating will be 1. Okay, equals 1. So frequency rating 1 means they've just bought one product. Okay, now if the frequency rating is more than 1, then you know that these are the repeat buyers. So you don't want to send the same email here. What we're going to do is under RFM fields, okay, find the frequency rating and equals 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. So basically you're going to select all those values here. Fine, perfect. So that's the repeat customer, and we are talking about the monetary rating 4 and 5. So what you will do here is simply you select the monetary rating of 4 and 5. RFM field, monetary rating equals 4 or 5. So that's it. So you have defined your own rules. If the monetary ratings is equal to 4 and 5, then it's going to go there. If the frequency rating is equal to 1, it's going to go there. The only thing you may need to do here is, because if the rules, there are 3 rules, if the condition satisfy 2 rules, it's going to go to both the sequences. So you have to make sure that if here the monetary rating is not 4 and 5. So now you can see there are 3 rules and 3 messages we are sending as soon as the customer purchase tag is applied. So the first email message is for the first time buyer welcome message, and the second email message is for the repeat customers, and the third is for especially for those who has got the monetary rating of 4 and 5. Now we have to define the rules so that it is going into the one flow instead of 2 flows. So the first rule we have got is if the frequency rating is equal to 1, then it's gonna go to this sequence. And also we are exclusively saying that it should not have the monetary rating of 4 and 5, because for monetary rating of 4 and 5 is gonna come here. Similarly, for repeat customers, if the frequency rating is more than 1, i.e. 2, 3, 4 and 5, and the monetary rating does not equal to 4 and 5, it's going to go to that sequence. Now if the monetary rating is 4 and 5, then it's going to come here straight away. So this is how you can define that, and once you have, you can possibly create your own email sequences here, nurture them accordingly. I've seen the clients who is using sending the postcard messages, thank you messages for the monetary rating 4 and 5. Now this is amazing. This is completely new. None of the autoresponder messages are doing so far, and this is the most powerful way of sending the email messages to your clients. I hope you have found the value in understanding how you can customize those messages specific to the buyer's purchase behaviors instead of sending a similar generic email messages. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions so far, drop us an email and we'll make sure that we are responding back to you. Thank you so much again.